Welcome to Not Small Talk. I am your host, Elijah James. This is episode 2, and today we'll be discussing the first lesson from the art of living, which is titled, Know What You Can Control and What You Can't, and it reads as follows. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. It is only after you have faced up to this fundamental rule and learned to distinguish between what you can and can't control that inner tranquility and outer effectiveness become possible. Within our control are our own opinions, aspirations, desires, and the things that repel us. These areas are quite rightly our concern because they are directly subject to our influence. We always have a choice about the contents and character of our inner lives. Outside of our control, however, are such things as what kind of body we have, whether we were born into wealth or strike it rich, how we are regarded by others, and our status in society. We must remember those things are externals and therefore not our concern. Trying to control or to change what we can't only result in torment. Alright, it's a lot to digest, so let's take it piece by piece. And first we have happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and some things are not. It then states that this is the first step to inner tranquility and outer effectiveness. So without first establishing within ourselves what we can and can't control, being genuinely happy and free is simply not possible, according to the Stoics. And to me that makes sense. I'll be the first to admit, I let a lot of thoughts take up residence in my brain and negatively affect my well-being. Next it states, within our control are our own opinions, aspirations, desires, and the things that repel us. These areas are quite rightly our concern because they are directly subject to our influence. So that means that the only thing in our control, truly, is ourselves, such as what you think of people, and more importantly, what you think of yourself, your goals and dreams, what you aspire to become in this life, who you aspire to become in this life, how you react to anything that triggers behaviors, positive or negative. But we should focus on correcting the negativity that lives inside all of us. Stop reacting to pain by causing more pain. You can't put out fire with more fire, and you can't heal a wound by stabbing it. Now, this part I could feel deeply and fully. I justified so much of my, I wouldn't say evil, but morally wrong actions by the pain I was in, and am in. I made a lot of mistakes. I have a lot of regrets. And I could sit here going on for hours about it, but this isn't a trauma dump session with that one friend over Starbucks. This is me stating my flaws to you, the listener, to let you know that you're not alone in your misery, and you can't control the past, and you can't control the future. All you can control is the present moment you live in, not the day, not the hour, not even the minute, but each second you live inside of. It is an opportunity to grow as the beautiful flowers we all already are. And the final piece goes like this. Outside of our control, however, are such things as what kind of body we have, whether we're born into wealth or strike it rich, how we are regarded by others, and our status in society. And at the end it says, trying to control or to change what we can't only results in torment. Man, I'm not gonna lie, this piece in particular hits home really hard. I grew up not homeless and not the worst, but poor and on welfare. I'm not stating this for self-pity or pity from the audience. I appreciate support, but I'm not asking for it. And I know people have it worse. I appreciate everything I had and how fortunate I was growing up. But I will never forget opening the oven because it was cold and we couldn't afford heat, and I wanted to feel warm for just 1 second. My parents would get upset with me when I would do that, but now I understand that they were scared because life is hard, truly, now more than ever. Especially after COVID, I feel like everything's just gotten more expensive. So when I was younger, when I was 19, I got hit by a truck, and my health has really never been the same since. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't been perfect, but the pain gets to you. It whispers in your ear and convinces you to be negative. With all that being said, I can't control any of that. all those experiences I had and will have. Instead, we as people should focus on the positives, some being, I barely ever fell asleep hungry. I watched movies with my parents, and I remember eating the burnt pieces of the burrito with my mom, and now I kind of enjoy burnt pieces. I had a roof over my head my entire life, clothes on my back, and my parents, with all their pain and suffering, still tried and try to this day to morally guide and raised 6 amazing children. And we will all work together to do the same for their one amazing grandchild. I went on this rant to clarify some things I can't control, but I feel through gratuity and appreciation, we can all learn to focus on the things we can control. And if we don't process our experiences and the emotions that come with them, our trauma will make us focus on what we can't control, and we will be tormented. I appreciate your time and patience, and would love for you to join me on the next episode titled Mind Your Business. And that's the name of the episode, not the chapter. The Stoics aren't that harsh, but I am. With the end of this podcast nearing, I'd like to conclude it by saying, if you're listening to this podcast right now, that means you're alive, which means it's not over. Stay positive.